Alright, so one of the activities that we do every year with astronomy is we go out and do a little solar system walk so you get an idea of the scale of the solar system. Now, the scale we're talking about is when we represent one distance or amount or quantity with another thing to make it a little more reasonable. So for today, our scale is going to be in steps. So I'm going to take a certain number of steps, and each step I take matches up to about 6 million kilometers out in space. So, and from a size standpoint, this is going to be our sun. And represented as the size of a volleyball, and we'll see the planets are going to be much, much smaller than this. Now, if you look, we're at this fire hydrant. This is in the front of the school. You look down, we're going to be walking down the school, and we'll see that the starting planets, Mercury, Venus, Earth, Mars, they're going to be pretty close. But as we get to the farther planets, they're far away. I'm going to leave the volleyball right here by the fire hydrant. Okay, we're going to start walking. We're going to take about 10 steps to Mercury. Alright, so in our solar system, here's Mercury. Mercury is represented by a pinhead, and it's 10 steps from the sun. Mercury is pretty small, it's heavily cratered, there's no atmosphere. We're going to go on, next is Venus. Alright, Venus is 9 more steps. Here's Venus. Venus is a little bit bigger. It's represented by a slightly bigger pinhead. So, but now we're 19 steps from the sun. Multiply that by 6 million kilometers, and that's how far in distance it is. Mercury has a very thick atmosphere, and we're going to walk. The next one is our own home planet. We're going to Earth. All right. Earth is only 7 steps from Venus, so it's closer than Venus and Mercury. Here's Earth. Earth and Venus are about the same size, so we're representing it by the same dot there. We should know a lot about Earth. The moon, actually, if you look down a little bit below there, the moon would be a little tiny speck, which is slightly smaller than Mercury. Okay, the Earth to the sun, back at the sun is, you can see how far away it is. We call this 1 astronomical unit, which is 150 million kilometers. So a lot of times we will take the solar system and we'll measure planets based on how far, what 1 astronomical unit is, which is the distance from the Earth to the sun. All right, keep on going. Next is Mars. Okay, so Mars is a little bit farther away. We're talking 14 steps. Now it's represented by another small pinhead. Probably not the best representation. It's about half of the size of Earth as far as diameter-wise. Not as far as mass. But we are now 40 steps from the sun, and we are heading off to what's now considered the outer planets. In between us and Jupiter is the next planet, but in between those, we're going to have the asteroid belt, and we aren't going to represent that, but it's in between here. Okay, let's start walking. Alright, so now we've covered the length of the 200 hallway, pretty much. We are at Jupiter. Jupiter is this kind of gross looking ball right here. It's about the size of a walnut. I think this is actually an old Tootsie Pop. But you can get an idea of the size of it. So we are now, that was 45 steps from Mars. We are now 135 steps from the sun. It's looking pretty small from out there. But you can see Jupiter is much, much bigger than Earth. If I go back to the size of Earth, notice from the blue dot to that, much, much larger. All right, next is going to be Saturn. are. We've walked the entire length of the school. We're now 112 steps from where we were. And if you maybe hold the camera up and look way down there, you might still be able to see the old fire hydrant where we had the sun. So we are now 247 steps from the sun. So again, you can multiply that by 6 million kilometers to figure out what the actual distance is. So we are now looking at Saturn, about the size of a marble. This is the one we usually look at. We think about it has rings. There are actually other planets that have rings, but Saturn's the one that we are most, we remember that the most of. So we only have a couple more planets to go, but the next one, I'm actually not going to walk there because we're going to have to cross 99, and that's going to be a problem. So I'm going to have to stop the video, and we will come back in just a second. Okay, so here we are. If I would have been walking, this would have been the first, we went 247 steps out to Saturn. Now we went another 249 steps to Uranus. So Uranus is the size of a peanut. You can see right now I'm out by Panda Express. So some of you guys may know and love it from lunchtime. If you look back across, there's the school, and you can see that it'll be far all the way down there to the sun. So we have one more to go look at. Okay, so we're on our last one of the official planets, which is Neptune. And so Neptune, if you glance around over here, we're out. Here's the wild hare. We're looking. We're back in space right next to it. So here's Neptune. Neptune is a little bit bigger than Uranus, as far as we had a peanut there, but slightly larger than that. So we're another 281 steps from our last planet, and a total of 777 steps from our sun. So again, using our scale, you can multiply 777 times 6 million kilometers, and you can see how far away that is. All right, well, that's our solar system walk. And if you really are interested about Pluto, Pluto would be another, it would be, I don't know, about another 600 steps that way and up a little bit, because it is not on the same pathway as all the other planets. It's actually tilted. Okay, goodbye.